All right, friends, let's take a little time to find out what's trending left. And we're going to start in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania at the Upper Moreland Township School District, where at least one school board member is now publicly stating that straight white men cannot lead the district. You see, we've now come to a place where treating everyone with respect is not good enough. You now have to be a member of the Rainbow Mafia to be viewed as the correct leader in today's public school system.
I feel that electing the only cis white male on this board, president of this district, sends the wrong message to our community. A message that is contrary to what we as a board have been trying to accomplish. I think that it's important that we practice what we preach and that our words have strength when they are spoken, whether we speak them from the neighborhood sidewalks or from behind these tables.
Now, my question is, if they're talking about that guy on the far right, who seemingly is the only one, male and possibly straight, but he's white, I don't know, is it because he has the bow tie? I think that's really where she is finding fault here. But what we're going to do is stay in Pennsylvania, and we're going to slide on over to Chester County, where students from 2nd through 6th grade were reportedly taken on field trips to view the play Alice in Wonderland. Okay. Now, while parents were asked to sign permission slips allowing their children to go, none of them were told the headliners were drag performers. In fact, one of the main actors, Eric Jaffe, is a man who identifies as they, she, and he's won countless awards for his drag performances. Of course, when asked for a response, the school simply said, while parents were not informed of the drag performances, they could have easily visited the theater's website to read the bios of the cast. Yes, because that's what parents are going to do. They don't have time to do pretty much anything else, but they are going to go and look up the bios on the website of the play that their 2nd through 6th graders are going to attend to make sure it's not a drag performer. That's now your parenting job. Make sure drag performers are not anywhere near your children. Anyway, we are going to move back into the classroom where a middle school teacher has some harsh words for you parents who think you should have a say in your children's education. Who do you think you are? You're obviously not experts in sexuality and gender. So back off, mom and dad. Leave it to the experts.
You as in parents, send their kids to school to learn math, reading, writing, history, science from a professional, right? But in the same token, a lot of people who do that also think that they're experts in sexuality education because they've had kids. With all due respect, just because you had kids does not mean that you are a sexuality education expert. It does not mean you are an expert in sex. It does not mean you are an expert in the body. It does not mean you are an expert in gender. It does not mean you are an expert in relationships. So the same way that we're sending our kids to school to learn these skills, these life skills like math and quadratic equations and calculus and whatever else from a professional, we also need to be ensuring that our students are learning information about their health, about identity, about very complex issues from a professional.
Yes. This takes me back to education classes where I had to supposedly make the argument that teaching makes you a professional. Guess what I didn't write about? How teaching is professional, because she just explained in all of her lovely words how being a teacher does not make you a professional, and it does not make you an expert because you have a 4-year degree from a university that probably took you 6 years to get that, and all you learned about was equity and inclusivity and all of the other nonsense. But hey, we're not done. It doesn't stop there. We continue to find more and more examples of teachers turning their classrooms into places where all they do is promote rainbow sexuality and a laundry list of the pronouns. So if you haven't figured it out, teachers are now going out of their way to favor the LGBT kids and promote the agenda. And apparently, since they are teachers, they can do whatever they want in the classroom, even in Texas.
Hey, Miss Reed back here, Texas teacher with tip number 2 for creating safe and welcoming places for your LGBTQIA plus students. Remember that yesterday we talked about having the incorporation of a pride flag or pin or something in your classroom so that your students can see that you are supportive of their identities. Tip number 2 today is that you may want to share your pronouns with your students. And when you do that, that opens up that line of communication to let those students who may have pronouns that are different than what is on the school roster to come to you and share their pronouns with you and share their name with you if it does not match with what is on the school roster. I highly suggest doing that. It's something as simple as, "Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Miss Reed. My pronouns are she, her." And it's simple, quick, easy, and it opens up that line of safety and communication for your students.
Yes, and here's tip number 3. Resign your job immediately and then go open your own independent bookstore where you can have drag queens come in and do your story hours there. And then you are in the safe space that is all of those who are like-minded like you. Tip number 3. Well, thankfully, we are done with the segment for today. But hey, you can bet there will be plenty more craziness next time.